Our cover story tonight is about India's biggest financial institution, HDFC, not the bank, HDFC Limited, Housing Development Finance Corporation Limited. It's one of the biggest lenders in India. It is also a holding company. HDFC Limited has shares in other group firms like HDFC Bank, HDFC Mutual Fund, HDFC Life Insurance. Why is it in news? Because of China. China's central bank has invested in HDFC. The People's Bank of China now has more than 1% stake in HDFC Limited. Why is this important? One, because this isn't just another commercial bank. This is the central bank of China. Two, because it shows that China is eyeing Indian assets at a time when the market is down. None of this is illegal, yet it has raised concerns. And it goes with the pattern that we have been highlighting. Last week we told you how Australia and European nations have stepped up their defenses. They're worried about hostile takeovers by Chinese firms. So these governments, the governments there, have decided to step up their checks on FDI, foreign direct investment. They want to vet every major investment deal. Tonight we'll tell you why India too must fortify its defenses. China is investing in Indian companies. Chinese funds are hunting for investment opportunities in India. Reports say two big-ticket funds have asked bankers to scout for opportunities in India. They are the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China and the China Investment Corporation. Together, they're looking to invest $600 to $650 million in India. China has big money. As economies across the world struggle due to the Wuhan virus, the fear is that China will exploit the situation. Look at the numbers. According to a report, the People's Bank of China has $5.2 trillion worth of assets. $5.2 trillion. This is the largest financial asset holding by any central bank anywhere in the world since 2017. Coming back to HDFC, it is a listed company. Like most stocks, HDFC too took a beating during the outbreak. Reports say HDFC shares lost 25% of their value in recent weeks. For the People's Bank of China, this was an opportunity. They were getting shares of one of India's biggest companies at a discount. So just like any intelligent investor, they bought more shares. Is it allowed? So far, no questions have been raised over the legality of this transaction, but the government of India is concerned. Reports say that the government of India is quote-unquote unhappy because no red flags were raised when the transaction happened. It only came to light after the shares had been bought. Is this something that you should worry about? Is China allowed to invest in Indian financial institutions? And what does all of this mean for the Indian economy? Many of you, as I said, have written to us with these questions and more. Tonight we'll try to answer all of them. First question, first of all, is this a new investment? The answer is no. The People's Bank of China owned around 0.8% of HDFC before. What it has done now is increase the stake. So now China owns 1.01% of the company. That's 1.75 crore shares. It's worth more than 2,000 crore rupees. The shares were bought from the open market, just like any other investor out there would do. Question number two. If China had invested in HDFC before, why is it in the news now? Why were no concerns raised earlier? Did the world not know about the previous investment? Again, the answer is no. According to India's rules, all listed companies need to declare the shareholders. The shareholders that own more than 1% of the company, they need to be declared. The People's Bank of China has broken that threshold now. Earlier, it was less than 1%, so there was no need to declare. Now it is more than 1%, so HDFC has declared it in the March filings. By the way, do you know how much money the Chinese central bank has put in HDFC? 0.007% of its assets. 0.007. It's loose change for them. Not even 1% of the Chinese bank's cash has been put in HDFC. Also, this investment does not threaten the management control of HDFC in any way, but this should serve as an alarm bell. Investors are wary of China's moves. HDFC shares today slipped by almost 3%. A clear thumbs down for Chinese cash in Indian ventures. By the way, HDFC is not the only Indian company that has Chinese money. A major chunk of India's startup sector is funded by the Chinese. Most of these investments happened 6 years ago. According to a study, 18 out of 30 unicorns in India are funded by Chinese interests. By 2018, Chinese investors had pumped in $5.6 billion into Indian startups. This includes some of the modern-day giants like Ola. In 2014, it received undisclosed funding from Tencent and Didi Chuxing, the Chinese version of Uber. Tencent has also invested in Hike, Byju's and Dream11. Earlier, it had invested in Flipkart before it was taken over by Walmart. Now let's talk about the Alibaba Group. It has invested in Paytm, Snapdeal, BigBasket. The technology sector seems to be the favorite industry for Chinese investment. These are private investments, yet they are significant because the line between private business and the Chinese government is blurred. Chinese tech firms work closely with the Communist Party, the government of China, especially when it comes to surveillance and censorship. Here's something else that we must know. China is not just buying stakes in Indian companies. China is also pushing its own products in India. Video app TikTok has overtaken Google's YouTube in India. Chinese smartphones like Oppo and Xiaomi lead the Indian market. Their market share is said to be around 72%, much more than Samsung or Apple. Reports say that China has picked up stake in other Indian companies in the last couple of months, but it may not reflect in the shareholding pattern as the amount may be less than 1%. According to Bloomberg, Chinese asset manager China International Fund Management has holdings in Larsen & Toubro, ITC, Infosys, Indian Oil Corporation and Reliance Industries. At a time when the world is talking about economic distancing from China, the dragon is widening its footprint in India, and the government of India now must keep a tight watch on markets, especially the Chinese investors, before the wave of cash inflow becomes a full-fledged Chinese invasion.